Good morning. Welcome. This is the video that I've been talking about that I made and then I lost. So I had to figure out how to redo it because I couldn't do it without the items. It would have not made any sense. So I'm going to tell you today. Oh, I need an intro. We need to think of one. Welcome back. This is Laura. We do cheap things here. We do free things here. We do budgeting here. Not budgeting money, but budget cooking, budget eating, free food. We have dogs that click-clack everywhere. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3. My husband works more than full-time to make sure that we are provided for. And I am going to show you how to get some cheap groceries. We are going to be doing an Everyplate box. You're wondering, Laura. Also, before we get into it, we did a thing. This is Gustav. Or Gus Gus. And we got him so that the other kitten that always meows wouldn't be all alone. But yeah. He's very, very sweet. Okay, back to this. You're probably thinking, Laura, not why is there a ship behind you? How the heck is getting Everyplate Frugal? That's expensive. They come with these meal kits. The portion sizes are small. What are you talking about? Well, let's look. So we have our 4 boxes. I put them out with everything that goes in them, right? So you have your meal, your meat. It comes with a veggie and usually like this one comes with, it's supposed to be broccoli, but for some reason they sent me green beans. Maybe I switched it. Chicken and rice. And you're like, what? What the heck are you talking about? How is this helpful? Let me present it to you in a different way. 1 second. Okay, that took me a second. Let me show you. What if I came on and said, guys, I went to the store and I had $47 and some change. This is what I got. For $47, I got some seasonings, some stock, a small can of stock, a little bit of cheese, some rice, some pasta. I got 60 ounces of chicken. So almost 4 pounds of chicken. 24 ounces of beef, which is 1.5 pounds. 20 ounces of ground beef, which is 1.25 pounds. 10 ounces of steak. A huge container of green beans. Lemon and limes. 6 zucchini. 3 broccoli. A whole bunch of potatoes. Chives, parsley. Onion, shallots, garlic, and ginger. Remember, $47. The meat alone for $47 for almost 4 pounds of meat or chicken. We have 4 pounds. Let me do this real quick in my head. So it's about 5 pounds, 14 ounces per my calculations. So almost 6 pounds of meat for $47. So if you're just thinking about meat, that's still about $6 a pound. For the steaks, that's pretty good because a steak can be 5, 6 on the cheaper end per pound. $6. Zucchini, let's say you get on sale 69 cents a zucchini. So right there we have a couple dollars, $3 or $4 in zucchini. Potatoes, sometimes you can get them pretty cheap. It all depends. But I say for $47 shipped to my house. Say my mouth is dry. $47 shipped to my house. This is a lot of food. And my thought with this was, there are times where you can't get out. You don't have a vehicle. You don't have a working car. You're sick. this is a way to get something to your house cheaper than you could buy it. And this is, you have to be creative, and we're going to have to use stuff from our pantry. Another note, I'm not sponsored at all, so don't think we're doing this because of that, but there's always somebody who has a free code. If you know someone with a subscription, they often have a code for a free box. As long as you just get the one box, or you do this and then cancel, you save money. This isn't something you can do all the time. Probably once a year, and you want to do it when they're having their crazy sales. So the first time when I had tried to do this, it was around Christmas, and it's $1.49 per serving. But you have to play around with the box size, and I'll show you how to do that to get it that price. Or sometimes if you have a free box, it'll be a free box with free shipping. That's where you want to do it. The problem that we do, and why people are like, well, it's just sending me food to make these recipes. I took these off. Well, yeah, if you're going through and you're picking meatballs for dinner with green beans and following this and the serving size, it's not going to be what we're doing. So what I did when I went on to look, and I was getting really frustrated because I kept picking things and then they would sell out, is that I was looking at what proteins do I want for the week? What veggies do I want for the week? What carbs? So I made sure to pick something with potatoes, I picked something with a pasta, and I picked something with rice, because that gave me 3 different kinds of carbs. Now, they send, cat's pulling on my pants. So what I did was I picked 4 dinners for 6 servings. That came to $47, and that's with a $10.99 delivery fee because I didn't have the free box this time. So I had to pay the delivery fee. The actual food was $11 cheaper. We are not a family of 6. We are 2 adults, 3 kids, 2 of them being under 2. But I picked the biggest one to utilize getting the most food. So every recipe came with 3 of each. So these are 6 ounces. This probably is not going to be, pasta-wise, not going to be enough for all of us. But maybe if I do 1.5 packages and I split it, or I do all of them and I have some pasta in my cabinet I can make something else with. These pieces of bread, they're supposed to be for one of the recipes. Let's see, it's for this meatball recipe. It's probably to make breadcrumbs for the meatballs. You soak the bread and break it up and put it in your meatballs. So they want you to do that. Well, I don't want to make that in my meatballs, but now I have 3 slices of bread. So one morning I can give the girls toast with apricot jam on it. I can take this cream cheese and I can make a cream sauce. I can take this rice. The rice is 3¼ ounces. So this is not going to be enough for everybody, but maybe if I have a can of beans or I have a small bag of rice left, I can add this with it and then I can extend it. I'm not going to go buy anything to add to this. I'm just going to use what we have. And if you go to the food pantry, you probably have a plethora of lentils and beans. So we're going to be adding in a lot of that into this meal plan. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I just know that we have a ton of veggies and we have a ton of meat and we're going to make this work this week. So we're going to do a cook with me every day because I'm crazy. And we're going to see what we can do. Again, I'm using everything from my pantry. I did, since we had a ton of snow, go to the grocery store before it started snowing so that I could stock up on veggies. So this is, and we have a ton of leftovers right now. Already, what we have in my fridge, because I thought this was coming next week, so I didn't plan properly. I have some cilantro, I have some leftover chicken, and potato salad and stuff, and jam. I did just buy broccoli, so we have more broccoli than that. I have a big thing of spinach back there and a leek, and these are just some cut up veggies. And then I have some lettuce, some cabbage. Oh my gosh, I have more zucchini. We might need to make some zucchini bread. A tomato, a bell pepper and a half. Is that another tomato back there? Yep. And then I have a little bit of fruit. I am going to need to go get apples and oranges because I send that with my husband to lunch and he has to be fed. He can't, you know, he still needs his staples of that. And then I had just gotten some cheese for the video that's coming out today for the lasagna I made. I have a little bit of lunch meat that was in my freezer, a little bit of pepperoni left over. That's sharp cheddar, cojita cheese, American cheese, sharp cheddar. I have a little bit more sour cream, and then these are cream cheese, and then these sour cream are from the last time because I had an open container. And then we just have normal condiments. And I have another dozen eggs downstairs. The cat is on the table. I need to pick them off. And then we still have a ton of these smoothies that we've been going through. So that's what we're working with what we have. And we have, like I said, we have lentils and beans. I'm not going to go show you like bags of lentils and beans. And I have rice and we have flour. So we're going to see how long we can stretch $47. And if you're a single person, my point of telling you, even as a single person, I would go ahead and get the 6 servings. Because if you're getting this once in a year deal, you want to get as much food as you can because it's still going to be $10.99 to deliver it. This came in 2 boxes, by the way. The cat is trying to steal an onion to play with, or a garlic, because it looks like a ball. So this is going to be fun with all the leftovers we have because I really wasn't planning. I really thought it was next week. And I had to have my niece order the box because, again, you can only do it once to your address. I don't know if it's every year or what. I've never gotten it since moving here. So it was a new address and that. But again, let's see. We try to spend about $150 a month on groceries. Maybe not quite that much. So $47. I don't know if you want to factor in the $10.99 fee because, again, if you get like HelloFresh has free delivery, it would be cheaper. We'll just say $50. We'll say we have $3 extra, and that's how we're going to get our lentils and whatever. Also, I didn't mention this. The add-on for right now, it was $1 to add on these steaks. So for every week, every box you get, for $1, you can add on 2 ranch cut steaks. And 10 ounces isn't a lot of meat when you're cooking for a family of 5 and you're trying, I need to at least make lunch leftovers for the next day for my husband. So we have to keep that in mind while we're cooking. This is going to be interesting. Let's see what we can do. So tonight is the first night that we're going to use the food out of this box. Since I already had broccoli, I'm going to use the old one first, but essentially it's one of the broccolis, part of the zucchini. This again is one I already had, but I want to use this one first. One of the 10 ounces pack of chicken, Italian seasoning, veggie stock, lemon, and then I put all 3 packages of the linguine in the water now. And in my pan, I just have the shallots and the garlic and a little bit of oil. I started cooking and we were going to record the whole process, but he was trying to help me with the tripod. So I'm just gonna cook. My plan is kind of like a chicken pasta with broccoli and like a lemony, garlicky, winey sauce, but without the wine, I guess. And right before the pasta's done, I'm just going to throw the broccoli in that water. And I might grill the zucchini so it's more crunchy. But we're going to cook the chicken in the pan and then we'll make the sauce out of that. Oh my gosh, I did cook it a little bit. Again, this just has shallots, garlic, a little bit of salt on the chicken. We're going to let that kind of cook up. We got our pasta going. In another minute, I will throw the broccoli in there. Some pepper. Okay, and then on our chicken, we're going to do this seasoning. As well as some smoked paprika. And we want to let this cook a few minutes on each side. Turn it down a little bit. We don't want it to burn. So this is the amount of meat that is in one 10-ounce package. It's not a ton. I flattened them out. They were kind of smaller chicken breasts. So you need to think about that when cooking. If you have a larger family and you're trying to do this, it's going to be a little bit harder because of the meat portion size. If you're a meat eater. If you're a big meat eater, this definitely will be hard, but cutting down the meat portion is the best way to cut down on your food cost. I need the butter. Want a little more butter in there. So my thought was that I'll cook all the pasta, but not necessarily use it all for dinner. I'm gonna throw the broccoli in with the pasta. And then maybe we can make something else out of it. I'm not sure. The pasta is the thing that I was the most worried about making stretch. Because for some reason I stupidly added the seasonings after putting it in my pan. Let's sear the seasonings on the other side as well. And this is what we're going to make our sauce to go over it with. And I was thinking we could put some of that parm on there that we got. I was wondering how to make it kind of creamy, but then I gave up on that and decided we don't need creamy. We can totally just do a lemon, Italian seasoning lemon type sauce. I did take out some of the fresh parsley too. We'll garnish with that. We want to make sure our chicken is done. It needs to be at 165. Or about 140. See? All right, let's check where this is at. Ooh. Ooh. Go. We're at 150. So almost there. Gonna get all these shallots out of there. I left the broccoli big in the pasta so that way I can easily pull it out and they're not stuck together. So if I use the pasta for something else. Okay. So we are going to take this chicken out and we're just going to put it on a plate. And this is what we're making our sauce out of. So we are going to put in some water. I have a cup. One of these veggie stock pouches just to give it an additional bit of flavor. Some Italian seasoning. Some lemon. Give this a mix. Okay, let's taste that. Still coming together. I think it needs like a little bit of sweet. Where I'm going with this, but we're gonna go with a little bit of balsamic glaze. Okay, let's see this. That's good, but it needs something, and I don't know what it needs. What does this need? This is supposed to be the sauce for the pasta. It's very thin.
Oh, it tastes really good.
I feel like it needs something though, right?
I don't know what.
In my fridge, I have like half of a container of heavy whipping cream. So we're gonna put part of it in here.
See if I could get into a small server.
Okay, put a spoonful in. It's incorporated now. It's a very light taste. I don't know if I'm okay with that or not. Let's throw the zucchini in. Again, I thought this box was coming next week. So I had no plan. Some more Italian seasoning. Okay, taste this and tell me. It's very, very, very light. Okay, he says it's fine and that it tastes good, but of course that means we have to add more stuffing. A little bit more of that balsamic glaze. Let's take this off. And then my thought was just to throw enough pasta in here and coat the pasta for dinner. Okay, let's taste that. Oh, that's good. And then I have these cherry tomatoes, so I thought we'd throw those fresh on the top and just let it be just a very light dressing pasta with lots of vegetables. We used maybe half, not quite half, of that seasoning. I used only a little bit of maybe half of the zucchini. I have him on separating the chicken or the broccoli from the pasta. I cut up my parsley. I saved some of the pasta water just in case. I'm going to cut up some of these tomatoes. I'm just going to... I'm dog sitting for someone. They should be here in 15 minutes, so this is going to have to take a pause. I chopped up just a few cherry tomatoes. We're going to throw those in. I don't know if I'm going to do them fresh or not yet. Put the butter out of Sherman's sight. I have my broccoli. It actually is a lot of pasta now that I'm looking at it cooked. But you know what? We cooked it. We'll use it again in a couple of days for something else. That's okay. Let me show you that. See, it's a lot. Sorry, there's a lot going on here tonight. It's crazy in these parts. So I think I'm just going to take this off of the heat because I'm not sure when the person is coming for me to watch their dog. And we will be back when we can. I'm cleaning up while we're waiting. I have these left over from the broccoli because remember we used the one we already had. I showed you the fridge. But I think I'm going to do maybe like a broccoli cheddar soup later in the week. And these will be perfect for that. So we'll save that. And I'll show you how this turns out. Okay, we're still waiting. But the youngest, or the oldest, has requested pizza bagel. I tried to convince her to have the chicken and noodles, but she declined. So I'm just going to cut up some mozzarella cheese. I have a little tiny bagel, and we're going to throw some pepperoni on it. She likes ranch for the dressing. That'll be her dinner. Okay, we're back. This has really cooled down. I put the tomatoes in there. I'm going to throw the chicken in. That's what that looks like. I just cut it up. Sorry, it is loud here. Make sure we scrape off all of that flavor. We're gonna let that warm back up, then we'll throw in the noodles. Whoop. I'm gonna throw these pizza bagels in. This has come to a light simmer. We're gonna throw this sauce in, or these noodles in, and they're a little clumped together now. Which is why I saved some of that pasta water. My broccoli helper didn't get all the broccoli. That's okay. This is not the way I would normally do this, but because of what happened, this is how we're gonna do it tonight. So we'll turn that off. This is dinner. I used about that much of the parm and some fresh parsley. It's just a really simple pasta dish. There's the big ones, the little one. She doesn't have any fruit yet. But I think it turned out really good looking. Let's try a bite together.
Sure, we'll go downstairs.
Pasta's hard to take a small bite of. So sorry. I'm gonna take a bite off camera. It's pretty good. It could use a little bit of salt or something. I still think there's something missing that I didn't get on there. But the fresh parsley is really great and the parm on the top. So let's see. That preparing dinner was crazy. So the big one she has some money saved and she's been wanting to go to Five Below. So I'm sitting in the car while she runs in. She downloaded the app so that she could look for some items and be quicker than normal, which I really appreciated. But it was nuts with that puppy coming. So after like eating dinner, I put a little bit of red pepper flakes on it, and that was really good. But I realized that most of the sauce was still in the pan, so I scooped a little bit more on the food, and it was really good and really filling. And what I liked about it was that it's so clean filling. It's not that heavy, you know. Sometimes when you have too much creams and dairies, it can get really heavy. I liked all the vegetables in it. It was really, really good that way. The light is very bright right there. And we don't have any leftovers because they got eaten by everybody. So I guess that's a win. But I figured I would share my thoughts and in a more quiet environment. So I think I would make it again. It only really had I probably put maybe 2 tablespoons of butter in the whole dish, which is pretty good. And we still have my big Pyrex circular, I think it's 4 to 6 cups of pasta. So we can definitely do something with that. Not my kid. Later. And we've only used one of the broccolis, half of zucchini. We did use the pasta, well, half the pasta, and 1 pack of chicken. So not bad. Again, I know we're only 3-ish people, 2.5, but I think we did pretty good with that. So I'm hoping, my goal is to try to at least get, how many meats did we have? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10. I'm hoping we can do at least 10 dinners or more with what we got. But I think I'm going to have to do some zucchini bread, which I was thinking maybe we could do a cream cheese frosting, maybe do zucchini muffins or something. I don't know, because we have that little bit of cream cheese. But we also do have bagels in the fridge, so the possibilities are endless. Well, that was day 1. I guess I didn't even say goodbye. We were just frantically trying to get food on the table. So we will see you tomorrow night. I wonder what we'll make then.